Deriving the greatest benefit from systems of preconditions. A frequently asked question in the modern age is how wholesome desire functions in the domain of work. The term chanda can be simply translated as pleasure, liking, or delight. Take, for example, a job interview during which one is asked, "Do you like this kind of work?" The term "like" here is ambiguous. One person may answer, "I like it," but imply that he likes the good salary, or the fact that the work requires little exertion and provides a lot of free time. This is one kind of liking. Another person may reply, "I like it," on the grounds that the work conforms to her skills and that it is beneficial and constructive to society. The terms like and desire encompass both craving, tanha, and wholesome enthusiasm, chanda. For this reason, it is important to clarify how one uses these terms. It requires discernment to understand the real meaning of the question. Do you like this kind of work? Which is, does this work fit your skills? And do you see the value of this work? It is not a matter of only liking the work because of a high income or an opportunity to be lazy and have lots of time off, which stems from selfishness and craving. If we have wholesome enthusiasm, we truly love our work because we recognize its value. We see how it benefits society and helps develop our nation. If the social benefit of work is not clearly evident, or if one does not recognize the wider value of one's work, and yet the work is required, one can generate wholesome enthusiasm with the attitude that the work is valuable for self-development and leads to improvement in our own lives. One aspect of work is that it is a domain for personal growth. Every kind of work or activity, whether it involves a task that we enjoy or not, is an opportunity for personal development. The more difficult is the task, the greater the opportunity to train, to sharpen skills, and to increase intelligence. If one can summon wholesome desire and generate the wish to train, one will enjoy even those things previously found unpleasant, and one will delight even in difficult work. The more challenging the task, the more one gains. By the time the task is complete, one has passed through an extensive period of self-development. Our daily work and activities take up the most amount of time in our lives, approximately 8 hours or 1/3 of each day. The remaining 16 hours or so are taken up by sleeping or traveling, or of simply being fatigued. For this reason, one needs to make the most out of these 8 hours of productive activity. If one needs to force oneself to do this work, then one is in trouble. These 8 hours will be wasted and one's life will be filled with unhappiness. It is thus vital to generate wholesome desire, to recognize the importance of having love for one's work. One can tell oneself that by having such love, one will develop oneself, develop one's capabilities, develop one's ability to solve problems, develop wisdom, and develop the mind. One will grow in endurance, energy, self-restraint, mindfulness, and concentration. This wholesome enthusiasm will bestow meaning to one's work and will increase one's happiness. When engaging in displeasurable work, the mind is stifled without a sense of relief. This mental constriction and confinement is suffering indeed. The mind then gets caught in a cycle of such suffering. When the mind finds a way out of this impasse, one feels relieved and happy. Therefore, whenever one is experiencing difficulty, one should generate such wholesome desire. Then every activity will be endowed with such a zeal. And as mentioned above, one will recognize that, at the very least, one has a valuable opportunity to develop one's self. Most often when working, one must encounter other people. If one is not plagued by stifling thoughts or emotions, these encounters are also an opportunity for self-training. One can train, for example, in speech. What sort of speech is effective, non-offensive, and conducive to friendship and cooperation? All such activities are opportunities for training. Work may be defined as those tasks necessary to accomplish. Wholesome enthusiasm is the desire to perform these tasks, along with the desire to understand the details of this work. The desire to act is thus inherently an aspect of training and of study. True training is comprised of the desire to know and the desire to act. By generating this desire to know and act, the essence of training has been reached. The desire to train, to learn, and to act is the same as the desire to understand. When willingly engaged in a task, one trains oneself and is engaged in study. Both formal learning and formal work are aspects of training, because in both cases one is improving one's life. If one practices correctly, one's entire life will be a form of training, of self-development. Technically speaking, one can use the term chanda in reference to all activities. It does not simply refer to one's work. There are two aspects to this term. One, chanda, as a desire for a natural state of completion. Here one wishes for all things with which one is engaged to be well and in good order, and to reach a state of natural completeness and fulfillment. Two, chanda is a desire to accord with causes and conditions. One wishes for success directly in accord with causes and conditions. For example, every profession has a natural objective. The objective for the medical profession, for instance, is to cure people from illness. The objective of the teaching profession is to instill goodness and knowledge in children or in pupils. We should ask ourselves what the direct purpose of our specific individual profession is. Government work and the work by state institutions, for example, requires a clear objective. Before beginning a job, we should clearly investigate its objectives, and we then ask ourselves whether we agree with and approve of them. When we decide to then undertake the task, we can attend accurately to these objectives. And through our enthusiasm and determination, we seek to bring about results consistent with these objectives. This is chanda. As for a salary or financial remuneration, this is a matter belonging to the system of preconditions. With wholesome desire and wisdom, one sees that money is a support for devoting oneself fully to one's work in order to fulfill its objective, without needing to worry about how one will earn one's livelihood, or to seek some other form of occupation. Although one abides by a system of conventions, one understands and benefits from it. When people possess wholesome enthusiasm and understand the true purpose of their work and the nature of the agreed upon terms, the system will not be seen simply as a way to force people to work. One will discern that it aims to promote wholesome desire, so that people can commit themselves fully to their work and be freed from financial worries. If people have wholesome desire, are determined to perform their work in order to fulfill its true purpose, have a love for this form of success, and receive an adequate financial recompense, they and their families will abide in well-being. This correct, virtuous way of practice provides people with two kinds of happiness. First, they derive happiness directly from their work, knowing that they have attended to it correctly. Second, they feel assured by the wages or salary, knowing that it will be a support to further dedicate themselves to their activities. They are pleased that their work progresses well, and they are confident that their enthusiastic efforts lead to results consonant with the work's true objective, to the well-being of an institution or the nation in a smooth and lasting way. This is how a system based on wholesome desire operates.